What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about breakups and how hard they can be, and sometimes they are not on your timeline. And right now I'm going through one that doesn't feel very good. I think in life right now, especially with like dating and stuff, as I've been doing it over the last like 2 years, dude, I don't know. I mean, I talk to you guys a lot about these different things, and they can be incredibly hard to find a person that makes sense, that fits kind of what you're looking for, that really works with you. And sometimes you find somebody that you think is working really well with you and you're not really working well with them. And in my most recent one, I kind of was left in the dark on the I'm not really sure what's going on kind of thing, to eventually we had a really good relationship. And she's a sweet girl, right? Still is. And I think it's important to not have like animosity towards somebody else because you guys don't work out. That's just kind of the way life can sometimes roll. And whether it feels good to you or not, you just have to kind of be able to accept the fact that sometimes these things happen and there's not much that we get to decide, and you don't get to always decide, right? It's a mutual thing, and if somebody's not feeling it, then that's just kind of the way it is, and you have to be able to absorb that. But I really like, you constantly, or if you're anything like me, you kind of spin in your mind on like what happened, or where did I go wrong, or how did I fuck that up, or whatever, right? And I don't think that's good. I don't think that's ever good. And I don't think you're ever going to find an answer that you're really looking for, especially if that other person doesn't get to decide. You might say, oh, she didn't like my teeth, or she didn't like, my hair, or my ears, or my nose, or my mouth, or, whatever else, right? You can go, oh, my body is kind of shitty, or I'm not tall enough, or I'm too fat, or too skinny, or too muscly. Like, it doesn't matter, dude, because I'm telling you, whatever color your eyes are, she could want something else, or she liked you, it's just, there's so many combinations of things that can either work or not work, and it doesn't matter. And what somebody finds attractive, somebody else might not. However, sometimes it has nothing to do with looks at all, and sometimes it's just your personality fucking sucks. But no, that's, I don't know, right? But people, there's different strokes for different folks, and most of the time, personality has a big thing to do with it. And it sucks when you feel like you're really connecting with somebody. But let me give you guys a couple pieces of advice on maybe how to start to overcome this, because I have been very down for the last few days. And here's what I've kind of done. Number one, closure is important. And I think if you're able to communicate respectfully and get a nice full understanding, that is always helpful. And now I'm telling you, you definitely don't always get this, and I haven't always provided this, and that sucks. But sometimes you can try a little bit if you want to get a full understanding. And so for the reason for my last breakup was kind of like a bit of a love language issue and a bit of a timing issue, right? Where parties weren't maybe fully invested and ready for that kind of commitment, without fully knowing. And unfortunately, guess what sucks? Sometimes people have to try and realize that they are not ready for what they need, right? That's just how that goes. Sometimes people have to experience a relationship to realize that they can't do it right now. And you might think that's a little like, no, shut up, dude. Like, that's no, whatever, right? But it is, right? But it is like, it's kind of the way it is. Like, sometimes you have to try something to realize that you don't like it. And some people might get out of a relationship and then jump into a new relationship, even maybe several months later, and realize, I'm only thinking about my ex. I'm comparing people, and that's never a good idea, right? Or you just realize it's not going to work in simplest terms, and you have to be able to say, okay, that didn't work, and that's not something I want. So that's kind of tough. But sometimes people have to try you to realize that they're not ready. Or that they don't like you, and that's okay, because you're gonna not like people. People are not gonna like you. It is the way of the world. Number two, if you can maybe get that closure, that's going to help. Number 2 is trying to get into the things that you need to enjoy. And now let me tell you, I understand. I'm going through it right now. I understand. I don't like doing anything. I don't like going to work. I love the gym, and the gym has been a pain in the ass and something that I really haven't wanted to do, but felt like I just couldn't force myself to go, but I've been going, so it's kind of weird. But the workouts are fucking ass. Eating healthy, again, this girl was also like pretty heavily into like fitness and stuff, so it kind of made like weighing in every day and doing some of those habits that I had kind of built with her a little bit more challenging, right? And you kind of want to like self-sabotage and give up on shit because you're like, yo, this just doesn't feel good. I'm miserable, I'm sad. But guess what? We have to keep driving forward. You have to keep getting up, right? You're not, again, we've talked about this in several videos. You are not allowed to have a bad day. You can have a bad moment. You can have a bad hour. You can have a bad couple of hours, but you need to force yourself to keep going and to not allow a entire day to go to waste. But man, I'm telling you, sometimes that might mean you're taking a day off work and you're kind of just, fuck, I'm gonna rest today. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm just gonna fucking do the best I can. Maybe it's getting out with friends, things like that. Don't close yourself off. Try and do the things that you were doing before. Even if it doesn't feel good, show up. Who knows how the workflow is? Show up though. Show up. That's the biggest thing. Just be there. Be a character of who you want to be. And I'm telling you, there's going to be another video I'm going to make eventually where I decided to make character traits that I want to start incorporating into my life, to be a better individual. And so that's a huge one, right? Is keep showing up, keep being the man or the woman that you want to be, right? And with time, things are going to change. Tip number 3, I would say, is hurt people. There is a very, very large chance that you are miserable. And if you are taking yourself serious and you are a good person and whatever, that you are going to attract other people, right? For sure. Be very cautious, right? Because if you jump into something right away, especially if you're really, really sad about somebody else, I think you have to be able to fully get over somebody else before you can get into a new relationship. Now, if you're like, yo, I'm fucking sad, I don't give a fuck, I'm just trying to like smash and pass, right? I don't know. I'm not that way, to be honest with you. I've never been that way. I don't know. I have friends that are that way. I don't know if that makes you feel better. I think that's fucked personally, but I have friends that do it. I don't know. I mean, maybe that helps in some way, but I think I'm going to talk about another video that's about like what is really the problem, and it's going to be going over like substance and things like that. But anyway, yeah. So I would say chill out on people for a minute and just try and kind of get back into your own schedule, because you got to be comfortable with yourself, and people that are constantly jumping from relationship to relationship are not good. However, I would say doing it in a healthy way. For me, I want to be like a husband, right? I want to be a husband. I want to be a father. So for me, I know that that's something I want. I know that's something that I'm working for. So I don't know if it's a bad idea to continue to try, because if that's something that you want, you shouldn't just give up on goals. I think you have to continue to try. I think you have to continue to put yourself out there, even when it sucks and it doesn't feel good. So this one's already getting a little bit long. I'll leave you guys with that. If you need anything, always, feel free to leave it down in the comments as well. If you have video suggestions, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.